Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot and today I'm going to do for you my finished pages for September and October. And I am happy to report that I've got 13, which is a huge number for me. I think it might be the most by like one or two that I've done in a 2-month period. So kind of proud of myself. That doesn't include all the whips that I worked on either. There's a whole stack of 6 whips over there staring at me. But we'll maybe talk about those as we leaf through stuff. So I'm going to clear the clutter out of the way and we'll figure out what we're going to start with, I guess. Maybe the Amazon books. Okay. All right, so let me zoom you in a little bit here. Okay. So I bought... If you want to see my purchases and my whips, you can tune into the Robot Report. That is where I talk about my whips, how I'm doing stuff, what I'm working on. It's where I show some finished pages too, since I only do my finished pages every other month. And I also show my hauls. And that is about every 2 weeks or so, you know. But I did buy these 2 new books, Abstract Boho and Easy Boho, by Ali Plitt. Not sure how to say that. I bought them for, and I've had mixed reactions about these. Some people are like, not my style. But I bought them specifically for playing around and painting, because I want to paint. So, and I want to kind of like flat acrylic paint. Just, you know, mindless painting. I like to paint. That's kind of my thing. I came from the painting world. Alright, so we've got our first one. This is all apple barrel acrylic paints, just flat painted. I was just playing with the browns. I think I might have been inspired by the cover somewhat more up here. Yeah, I don't know what we can say about that. These books are just, you know, a very minimal, abstract pictures. Very relaxing. I would say kind of in the vein of Miro or clay in the modern art era. The other one, this is a buddy color with the beautiful Carrie K here on YouTube and K Carrie on Instagram. And we did where she saw these and she really liked these books. And she's like, op art. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do a buddy color. So you gotta go to her channel and check hers out. I don't know the artist that she fashioned hers after, but oh my gosh, it's breathtaking what she did. I'm sure she'll say the artist. She texted it to me, and I was able to look at the artist, and it was awesome. But she fashioned hers after whatever artist that was. And mine is inspired by Lichtenstein. He did the things that said pow and wow and pop and cool and bang and stuff like that. And he's a pop artist. So it's a pop and op art mixed piece here. Now, granted, his are a little more effective with the word in them, but so I altered it, I think. Nope, these come bordered. So I didn't have to draw the border. I obviously drew the little like starburst things behind there. I drew in the op art here and the op art there. This is alcohol markers and micron pins for the black and white. Well, for the black. And let's see here. What else do we have? Acrylic paint pins, both Ohuhu and Posca. And Arctic's acrylic markers. Oh, so I used all of my acrylic paint markers. I only have those 3. Ohuhu, Posca, and the Arctic's ones. The Arctic's ones are more like acrylic ink. These are more paint. So whatever I used that for, I probably had to go over it a couple times. I don't even know what it was. Where it was. Obviously somewhere though. Okay, so that is it for that one. And I'm using these books both for, relaxing painting and to go crazy experimenting with all these coloring mediums that I'm really not very good at. So this is the abstract one, and here there's a whole video about this one. I was playing around with my silky gel crayons and washi tape, so there's a whole experimenting video. That's what it's called, experimenting with washi tape and silky gel crayons. And is that not bright or what? So, the few washi tapes that I had kind of dictated the color that I used in the background. And I was trying a Jojosa Hannah technique that she was showing with her gel crayons. She has different gel crayons. I didn't have the same gel crayons. I didn't have the same tools. I improvised, but it was inspired by her. And it was when I last left people, I showed it, I showed it quite a few times in my robot report in different stages, I believe. I have since kind of unified it and I use stencils with the silky gel crayons. I did learn that if you let the silky gel crayons sit for a few days, 3 or 4 days, they will kind of become permanent, I guess we'll say, if that makes sense. If you try to, like I was pushing it and I tried to, they were very movable all over the place. They set and yet they don't, if that makes sense. And so I tried to do fixative on them and it just made it all shiny. I didn't like it. So the stencil designs in the background are both a way to kind of get rid of that shine. I think I did another layer of pink over to get rid of the shiny that I didn't like, and also to kind of pull the two drastically different things together. So I think it went okay. It was a successful experiment. I managed to not cut through the paper with doing the washi tape with the razor blade, so that's pretty good. My next career will be a surgeon, I guess. Not. Just kidding. No blood. All right, so that is silky gel crayons and Posca. No, silky gel crayons and washi tape. All right, on to Halloween stuff. One of my favorite books ever, 50 Halloween Mandalas, Camilla Angel Kova. The first one I did was way back here. And I used, let's see here, I used alcohol markers. I altered the page, of course, because everybody kind of knows I'm not one for a big circle on a page. But I specifically bought this book because I'm like, oh, there's a lot of things that I could just take an element here and move it into the background. So it lets me doodle and draw, which I love to do, so I'm glad for that. So I added kind of the stocking design here. I put a border on it. And we used alcohol markers, micron pins, Arteza gel pens, which I love, except they don't stick very well. The glitter goes everywhere. Jelly roll, Posca, Prismacolor, because I put a very dark purple down, and I had to use light colors to lighten it to give it that kind of shaded, reverse shaded effect, I guess we'll say. I put the highlights in. Ohuhu water-based markers and Art Philosophy. Oh, I got to use my new Art Philosophy pastel metallic waters. This is the first time I've used them, or I should say watercolors. So that's what they are. These are the only metallic watercolor paints I have. I showed them in a haul sometime. I had these for a long time. I'm not a big metallic watercolor paint person. But, and I like these. But I didn't think that my color range was enough. So I saw these somewhere and I'm like, ooh, that adds to my color range. So I'm glad I got to use it. And I got to use this color, which shows up in my camera much better than it does in real life. You see that like light green tint to it? I figured that'd be perfect for the stars there. So I was very excited to get to use those somewhere. All right, and the other one I started, I think, when I needed something to color for the, what was it? It was a tag, color your season tag. And so this, no, yes, no, I have no idea. Don't listen to me. It's after 10 p.m. at night here. Maybe. I might have done that. I also did a whole video on altering the background of this one. So as you can see, I kind of took some elements. I was inspired by the bones. I wanted to have a little human being down here in bones. And once I went to Google, you know, bones underground kind of thing, the little dinosaurs popped up. So with the striations, and I'm like, oh, it's like a science textbook from, you know, my day. So that's what I did down there. And then there was this, I was going to put like the cliffs and land formations where I live, but then I realized there was only this little space, so we just did a tree, and my style is not quite like her style, but close enough. So what did we use? We used alcohol markers mostly, Prismacolor in the background here for the blending. I'd like to tell you how proud I am of that. Look, all the white space is gone. I'm getting much better at color pencil in the Amazon print books. I think I've figured it out. Gel pens and Micron. Oh my gosh, why is this so difficult? All right, so that is all we did there. And one of my viewers said her favorite part was the little bats. We have normal bat, normal bat, normal bat, gravity-defying bat. All right, so that is the other one in 50 Halloween Mandalas. I love that book. Okay, and one of my new books, like I said, if you want to see my hauls, they're in the robot report. That way I don't have to save everything up and it has to sit there out. I get to put it away. It doesn't drive me crazy. So this is Relaxing Patterns. Olicolors sent me this to do a flip through on. That was very nice of them. Thank you again, Olicolors. And I couldn't resist because the designs in here are so cool. They're so movementy. I can't get enough. And I like it, you know, I get to use my alcohol markers. I'm not that great with the alcohol markers yet, so I get to practice. There's nice, fat, thick black lines, so it doesn't bleed all over the place, although of course it did. But yeah, I like this book. All right. Kind of an easy win in these books. So what did we use here? We used... This was the one. No, it wasn't. Never mind. Oh my gosh, I can't keep it together today. I used alcohol markers. I only have 3 kinds of alcohol markers. I have the Ahuhu pastels. I have a set of Spree, which they don't make anymore, and Tau Trees. Those are the skinny little ones. So, and jelly rolls. I used a jelly roll. Here's where I go out of the lines. So I have a very dark color, and it bled into all these little dots. You can kind of see it right there. So I had to go over that I had to disguise that. My dots looked a little funny. But anyways, it's nice because, you know, it was like when you don't really have the energy to color, it's kind of like you can just relax and go at it with an alcohol marker and not worry too much. And it's very effective, I think. Like, the movement is so good. All right, so that was, what was that? Relaxing Patterns. And then way, way, way back at the very beginning of September, I think I was supposed to do this in August, but I just didn't have time with the start of school. This is Galaxy Queen, Coco Wyo. This was a buddy color with Cindy Peel on Instagram. And I finally just made myself sit down and get it done. And my assignment was to use alcohol markers, mostly. Of course, you can see there's a little glitter gel pen there. But let's see here. What did we do? Oh, and I did this one in a day. That's unheard of. Alcohol markers, all three of my alcohol markers. Acrylic paint pens, both Ohuhu and Arctics. I think for the blue dots. Maybe, and the purple dots, I don't know. And Arteza gel pen is that super shiny white stuff in the stars. And I did this, I told myself that I was going to do the block shading that you see people do with the alcohol markers. And I'm going to do that a lot more in the future. I like it. So block shading everywhere. Like it's really vivid kind of there. Here I did more pointillism shading here for these flowers. But yeah, I really like that one. Came out good, I think. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do more block shading with alcohol markers. All right, and well, we'll zoom you in for this tiny one next. We've got Fedorables, Selena Fennick. This was my Crayola Colors of the World marker challenge. I said it should be mostly markers. I think I did some of it. Yeah, I did some of that on camera. I didn't finish it. And I rather like it. I think it came out really good. I'm surprised that all three, like there's almond, golden, and rose. All three of them work really well together. And I did different techniques. Here I rubbed it on a palette and I painted it on for the moon. I like that technique. I need to practice it more. And there was one mistake. I thought the snakes were too plain. They didn't have any of the designs like her bodice and her snake body there have. So I started giving them some textures. And this one I gave some dark, I can't remember, whatever was dark in Colors of the World. And it didn't look good. So then I covered them with Posca pen, and poor guy, he looks all sick. That's why she's cradling him. That's the story we're going with. She's cradling him because he's sick, like, poor thing. Has a purple tint to him. But anyways, I did alter this page. I altered it on camera for you just a little bit. I think I added the moon and the cliff that she's on. It looked strange before that. So that is Crayola Colors of the World. All right, back to some normal size books. Ooh, one of my favorite. Okay, we'll show that one second. One of my favorite ones is in this book. Oh, nope. We'll do the second favorite one. All right, so this is Mid-Century Modern Animals by Jen Ski or Sky, I don't know. And this one is this was the first one I started, but it really hurt my wrist with all the colored pencil. This is all colored pencil. It's Prismacolors. I think there's one Brute Fooner square and one Astra Pastelo. I think that's that color. There's the white of the page as well. And I wanted to do it in Mid-Century Modern colors. You can tell the Brute Fooner doesn't lay down as well as the Prismacolor. But that's to be expected. One is a lot more expensive and creamy and wonderful and my favorite pencil. But we won't go into that today. So yeah, so that was I just wanted to sit down and color one day, and I picked this one because it's kind of easy and I like Mid-Century Modern. And then my wrist got all inflamed and didn't like that. So while I was waiting for my wrist to get better, I thought I would paint. And so here is probably, I don't know. I do really like the ones in 50 mandalas, Halloween mandalas, whatever it's called. This might be my favorite one though. And it was just so simple. There is only, we've got black Posca pen here for the black of the body. That didn't come that way. So black Posca pen there. We've got Folk Art Color Shift paint right here in the background. All that lovely shininess. Woohoo! And Pentel Dual Metallic for the fish. and a Spree alcohol marker for the blue. It was so easy. It went so quick. It was easy. There was no colored pencil, so it didn't hurt my wrist or anything. Yeah, I really like that one. We now have, there's a whole group of us who have this book now. And we're going to do, I think, 2 buddy colors. One in November and one later. So there's 4 of us ladies that have this book. It's very exciting. I'm excited to have, a group buddy color. It'll be my first group buddy color. And so we'll unveil that come November. And like I said, if you tune into my robot reports, you'll see things as they're happening, and I'll explain what I'm doing a little bit more. All right, this is an Olga Rani one that didn't go up. I didn't finish in time. But the thing that she picked out of her little magic box was, nope, not that one, wrong picture, was this one. That was from a long time ago. It was arrows, and I immediately remembered this one because I always liked it, except the circle wasn't on the page. Just these arrows. I'm like, there's so much white space. Like, what am I going to do? So, since I figured that this was the most opportune time for me to do a picture with arrows like this, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But I didn't finish in the week time frame. But anyways, I'm glad I did it. The back, this is paint. I saw this somewhere. I think there were bugs in front of it, though. I'm sorry, I don't remember who. One of those things that just kind of whizzed by on Instagram or YouTube or something. Maybe even before I started coloring, I don't know. We've got apple barrel paint for the green in the background. We've got a Hoo Hoo water-based markers and Posca paint markers. And that's it. It didn't take me long to do. It's just that I started it during the week of parent-teacher conferences. I mean, I started it that Sunday, not realizing that the week was going to be crazy hectic. So, yeah, I don't think it took a long time to do it, just that I got interrupted by life, as usual. So that is Free Spirit. This is a Kaiser coloring book. They don't list an author. And another Olga Rani challenge, weekly prompt, Magical Jungle by Joanna Basford. And there's a whole how I altered this page on my video. And I actually started and finished this one, gosh, within like 3 or 4 days of getting the prompt. I finished by Wednesday. That's fast for me, super fast. I should have got a speeding ticket. But yeah, I did a whole video on how I altered it, step by step, how I did it. The back is silky gel crayons with a stencil. I don't like hearts, and that's what it says. I hate hearts. So I'm not a 12-year-old girl. Please don't come for me. If you like hearts, that's fine. No judgment here. But I teach art, and I can't have students turning in hearts. No. I've seen too many of them. It's not that challenging. Okay, so I drastically altered it. I covered up. I was not inspired by the flowers, just that little butterfly. I like that little butterfly. And, I put the graffiti on there. We had the drips. I had to freehand those. They don't turn out as good as I would have liked them because I can't draw over the gel pen and then erase my mistakes. Like, you just got to go for it and hope for the best. But if I were drawing it on, it would have been different. But that was just a freehand. So we've got silky gel crayons, apple barrel acrylic paint. I don't know what that is, where it is, couldn't tell you. I've got my acrylic and Posca paint markers. And 1 Tombow, it says. I think the Tombow's right there. All right, and so that was for Olga Rani. Magical Jungle, Joanna Basford. I love this book. I want to finish one of her books. Probably this one. Maybe the flower one. And, we're on our last one. Okay, I'll have to zoom you in again. I just actually finished this one. a few minutes ago on October 31st. So this is Autumn. I don't know what that is. By Rita Berman, the Autumn one. And I know I've showed this once or twice in my robot report. Ooh, sorry, stuff's flying all over the place. Let's see, what did I use here? This is Prismic. Oh, this is an altered page. I drew on the border, and I drew the swirls, because I saw something, nothing on YouTube or Instagram in the coloring world. It was something for sale somewhere. I don't know what I looked up, but this is all Prismacolors and acrylic paint markers, Ohuhu and Posca. So the paint markers are just like these little dots. They're just dots and dashes and stuff. You can just add a little bit of texture. But the rest is all Prismacolor, of course. What else am I going to use? And so I really like this one. It didn't come out like my inspiration picture, but it came out good. I really like the background. So I have yet another one done in Rita Berman. I have all of her books, and I have like 2 pictures done. So one of these days here pretty soon, I am going to do like a month of all Rita Berman and a month of all Lulu Mayo. That's kind of my goal. But my main goal for November and December is to finish all my whips that I started this year so that next year we start fresh again. I think I did that last year too. All right, I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.